Someone says, I knew I couldn't marry him because he's a man. Just no. You.
Are you rainbow? Or
Are you
rainbow?
Why are you gay? There's an energy on social media, which I feel like, I don't know if it was around COVID time, there was a very heavy, like, men are trash energy before. It almost feels like there's a realization that, yes, okay, no gender is perfect. Of course, we are perfecter, but, like, no gender is perfect. Yeah. But there's more of like let's accept each other's differences and let's try to work through them. Hi guys, Murugi Munyi here.
It's Lydia KM.
And we're back again with another episode of
The Messy In Between.
It's definitely TMI. And I want this same energy to continue in all other shoot days.
Let me tell you what I've realized.
Yeah.
I may have been going wrong, guys. I've realized the errors of my ways.
How?
I eat a little much during lunch. Yeah.
But it's because you're too hungry from morning.
No, I eat breakfast. I eat breakfast.
Breakfast plus matcha.
Huh?
Breakfast is the secret.
Something is happening.
Yeah.
Because I ate, what did you call that native dish that you guys didn't think we knew about?
Bayrani. That's it. Thank you.
Had a bit of that with some chicken, and it was just like a little bit enough where it's just like you've eaten but you're not like so full.
I like that.
So I feel like my energy has been feeling consistent. Also matcha.
That's matcha actually is it.
Also matcha.
Can't you just give it up for caffeine? Because like caffeine is like great.
So good, and like slow release caffeine.
That's it. Yeah. Actually, when I have matchas and I'm just drinking it over several hours, it just feels like, it's like bits and bits of energy just being released in your
really
system.
good. Yeah, but they're giving $8.50 a pop. No, not every day, guys.
Do you need some money?
I do need some money. Yeah.
Can I wire you some money?
Have you ever heard me even say anything like that? I'm changing.
I know.
Yeah, I'm changing. I'm like, no, that doesn't make any sense.
Are you negotiating?
What?
In like places when you go somewhere?
Baby steps. I'm at, okay, that doesn't make any sense to be doing it when it's not like a need,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you're right. Yeah. Me, when I realized like when I don't shop, all the money that I would have shopped, it remains in my account.
Imagine.
With me.
Crazy.
That's insane.
It's still yours.
That's insane.
Imagine.
Yeah.
You haven't been shopping so much.
I actually haven't. It's because of the weight loss. Because like I buy something, then I've lost a bit more weight and it doesn't fit as nice. So it's like I'm waiting to like reach my weight loss goal and then I shop till I drop. But
you're wrong
that's
again.
You're
wrong.
It.
That's not the reason. Because it's not even clothes for you. Sometimes it's just like random. Like, oh guys, I found this thing that sticks on the wall and like reflects lights. We're like,
know what? You're right. But
it's
you see
things.
what? No, I think what I'm opening my business has scratched the itch of buying things. Because sometimes you just want to buy.
Right.
So with the business, you're constantly buying stuff, constantly getting Amazon packages and whatever. So
feeding the habit.
That's it. And that's the thing with addiction. You just need to find an outlet.
Feed it more.
How about
that's
you do
the
our
way
intro?
Forward.
What do you think?
Guys, welcome to yet another episode where we ramble on for hours and hours before we actually start the episode.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you guys for being patient. And I know you ramble with us. I just see people being like, yeah. Even me when I shop, I think so.
By the way, when she said whatever, even me, I was just saying that. Exactly.
Because any conversation with your friend doesn't start with like, good evening.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, let's discuss your relationship.
Now,
No, it starts with like yapping and
that's it. Yeah, and we're yapping with you guys.
Conversations about life as it is. Messy.
Thank you so much. But anyway, thank you guys for clicking onto this video or wherever it is that you're listening on. Thank you so much for opening this podcast episode. We love having you guys here. We know you're subscribed because you would love to offer us value as we also offer you value, and you know how much it helps out our channel when you subscribe or you press the plus button on the podcast platforms. That way we know who is listening, and that way we can tailor content specifically for you. So thank you also because of the fact that you follow us on all our social media handles. You're amazing. Thank you for doing that. TMI Podcast KE, Lydia KM, Murugi Munyi. We love you.
We love you so much.
And
congratulations to the winners of our giveaway because you follow us.
Hey, whoa.
At work.
You're awake, baby.
Because you follow us, you know what we're talking about, and you also won because you follow us.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
When the more we keep making these promises of we'll do, I think we're being held accountable by our social media manager.
Yeah, she's
to be
really
honest,
definitely trying.
she's the
and
one.
we are trying our best to do our best. Yes.
We are. Yes. So today we are talking about how did you know that you will never marry him? Right. So these are this is user. I was what says user generated content.
Yeah,
This
it's
is you
generated
guys.
content.
It's you generated content. So
Yeah.
we had a question box on our Instagram, and then you guys gave us responses. What I've got to say, right off the bat, this is why you're single. I said what I said. Yeah.
Maybe they're all leavers like you.
Yeah, didn't we say leavers are avoiders? Because this is how you wouldn't marry him. We didn't say it's like this is a relationship that has gone long enough.
Right.
And then now you are at that stage of like, is this like the serious person? And some of these things you're leaving people for. Damn. But you know what? Your feelings are valid.
Actually, leavers are avoiders. Not necessarily leavers have high standards.
I said
leavers...
sometimes.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
fine.
Sometimes you are leaving
Leavers
because
have
like
good
you know for
boundaries.
sure this
Yeah.
is not somewhere you need to be. This is someone who is not treating you well. And so you have the capacity to leave. That's actually what leavers is about. However, are we just trying to run from anytime something is difficult where we are not trying to work through anything? And you know, guys, when I get onto something, I'm really onto it.
Right.
Couples therapy. I discussed it last time.
And here we go again.
Dr. Orna.
How much they've paid you? How much they've paid you? Maybe. Come on. Get your bag, baby.
Dr. Orna. Like what it has shown me is like some couples like are going through so much. To be honest, half of them should leave. No, girl, leave.
Be a leaver.
Be a leaver. You need to be more of a leaver.
Yeah.
But the other ones where it's just like, it's like you're kind of triggering each other's stuff without really meaning to.
Yeah.
And watching two people really dig deep into those dark, difficult parts of them to try and heal and to find harmony between them. There is something so beautiful and magical and like kind of awe-inspiring to see people going through that, you know, like even so you guys you've gone to therapy, you and Zach, right? So like that kind of admission of your own weaknesses and the way that you're contributing to your dynamic that's not healthy, but it's not like you can help it, and then him having empathy for you and you having empathy for him about his own stuff and slowly working through. Let me tell you, I am in awe. And if Dr. Orna can heal them, baby, we got a chance, baby.
We got a chance. But can I say, I feel like that whole process, first, it is nice, especially to watch. Also, it is in equal parts beautiful, but so incredibly painful and difficult at the same time. And I 100% understand people who don't want to go through it because it actually requires so much. Like
unsurmountable amount of patience, power, and grace. Honestly, it does. Like some of them, I was just like, there's no way she can heal them. There's no way. This is doomed.
And sometimes, like, I just wish this was avoidable. Like, I wish we didn't have to. You know, it's like I go because like we need to, but like I wish we didn't need to.
Yeah, but almost always the partner who you have is somehow playing a dance that you've been playing through your whole life, a story you've been playing in your mind, and you get the perfect partner who's gonna make you reaffirm that story, and that is so yuck.
That is
so yuck. But what I've seen is that like it's doable. It's doable when two people are like really willing to like get in the gunk and actually heal whatever is happening and like make a healthy relationship.
So are the people on couples therapy married, in relationships, engaged? What are they?
It's all of like there's some who are married for like 12, 14 years. There's some who have just been in a relationship for maybe like a year and a half. There's polyamorous couples. There's homosexual couples. It's literally just like a wide spectrum. And all of them, the dynamics is so interesting because you can see them, they can't see their own dynamic. But when she does the therapy, you can feel yourself like being therapized. Do you know what I mean? So for example, there's a time where she was asking this guy who couldn't see, like his perception is only his perception. And Orna was asking him, there's a variety of ways you can see this. This is the one that you're choosing. Why are you choosing? But to him, it was like, that's the truth. And he just couldn't see it. So then it helped me get through like a little situation I was struggling a bit with like some of my family members where I was like, I was so stuck in my own perception, and I wasn't trying to make anything else possible, you know? So like it helped me open up a bit and just be like, maybe I'm choosing this perspective because it's serving me in this way. So it allowed me to kind of let go and like relax. Honestly,
is that why you think you enjoy watching this? Like watching other couples go through this couples therapy?
One,
like,
it's
why?
Perspective, because we don't usually see like the inner workings of like the difficulties of relationships. I don't know another program like that. I don't. So
was that one? Which of those guys was it?
Blue therapy.
That
wasn't
right.
real. That wasn't serious,
okay,
guys.
Fine.
That
but
was
it seems
tea.
serious.
That was tea. You know, the one we're being therapist. I think the therapy was there to just like throw the spanner in the works.
The therapy was making it worse. I was like, this is not
worse.
helping.
Yeah, but I think I like, just like the same way you have your own things like to go through, I think just being able to relate with like other people have their own stuff to go through.
Yeah.
It's made me also very empathetic and like look back at my relationships with a lot more empathy and a lot more, I don't know, empathy. I guess for myself, for anyone who I've ever dated, I just have a better perspective on like how relationship dynamic work.
I get that. So me, when I was reading through you guys' responses to this, this is when I discovered like I couldn't marry him. I feel like, okay, everyone's opinion is valid.
But yours is wrong. Now I'm joking.
Most of yours, yeah. But I realized there's some things which depending on what phase or which point in the relationship it is, it's like, yeah, definitely no. Like some of them, it's like if this is 3 weeks in, you discover this thing, it's like, yeah, leave that monkey. But if it's like, okay, it's been 6 years and then you discover this thing, is it livable? So I feel like it's also depending on like where are you in the relationship.
Yeah, but if it's 6 weeks, that isn't a question of will you marry him, because that shouldn't even be on the table yet.
But you see, no, you know? But it is, because everyone, even right now, any partner who you're trying to match up with, you're thinking, is this someone I could marry?
Yeah, which is a problem.
It's not a problem.
Yeah, no, because sometimes it's like you want to get to know someone just like out of getting to know them, because imagine if some of the things that you saw in Zach now you saw then,
I would not be married.
There you go.
That's
know what I mean?
Problem.
So because it's like people like just become like they form themselves. Like, look at me,
that's being so right. Actually, yeah, some of them
changed.
I was looking at them and I was like, yeah, but there's so many of these things I discovered once we were already married, but now we're already married. So now
exactly
we are here.
Yeah. But you know what? It's valid. You can be a leaver like for tomorrow. Aggie said, normalize leaving pregnant. Yeah. While pregnant.
Normalize leaving the night after the
your
night
wedding.
Before the wedding or the day after the wedding. Leave.
Normalize
That's it. Yeah.
Yes.
It's
but the consequences are yours.
That's it. Niwe tundu unalia.
July, you're with who? That's the problem. You see?
Hey, you people are struggling out here, man. It's so nice being up against a giant gorilla, let me tell you. Yeah.
And you, the way you usually hate when he's hot.
Oh, now it's perfect. His hairy body is coming through, let me tell you. I realized I couldn't marry him when he said he cannot hold a baby.
Oh, damn. I think that's real.
Yeah.
I think that's...
But some people, you know, it's like babies are really small. You know, like I would want more context.
Yeah. Is it he can't or he's afraid to or whatever?
That's the thing.
And also, you know, as Dr. Orna says, be curious. Why? Where is that coming from?
Yeah.
Why are you judging him so much? Maybe you're the problem. No, I'm joking. But you get my point. It's like, what's that about?
Yeah.
Have you seen like
also
the trending?
Curious about where they are coming from, but also curious about why does this make me feel this way or why
both ways.
Right.
Both ways.
I definitely don't query myself as much, but I definitely query him.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Why
what
do you think you're so
broken.
stupid?
You're broken.
When did you get stupid? Ask
but she always asks her, it's like, okay, what's going on with you? Because she says relationships are dynamics. Right? It's a language between the two of you. So what are you saying for him to answer back that way?
Yeah.
And what is he saying for you to answer back that way?
So basically, her friend Brie, her page is Notes by Brie. You should follow her. She has fantastic content.
Yeah.
She was basically saying that, asking like when like, let's say your partner, me, I was seeing it within the guys of like my partner, when he's like upset or he's in a bad mood or like he comes to bed and doesn't automatically grab my ass or like cuddle me, I'm just like, I thought we were good.
Yeah.
I thought we were
you think it's something to do with you?
Exactly. Because automatically I'm just like, okay, even if it's not something to do with me, why are you taking it out on me? Like, what do you mean?
Because now it's about you. It's still about you. It's not like, oh God, what could have happened at work with him?
Yeah, no.
It's about you and how it's affecting you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm really trying to not be that way. Like, actually, I've now been so conscious about it. Like, okay, anything could have happened, like that could, you know, have upset him.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be something at work. And I'm just like, Then the next day, just trying to be normal. And more often than not, I've found that when I don't overreact or don't make it about me, eventually when they do come out of that funk, they share with you why they were in it. It's just that me in my head, I have an expectation that while you're in it, because you know I expect you to cuddle me, if you're not cuddling me, can you explain?
Why?
What is the reason, you know?
It's true.
But sometimes that's an unrealistic explanation because they are still trying to deal with their feelings without trying to think about how to manage your feelings, 100%. About how they are feeling.
Yeah. Crazy. And usually those of us who think that way is because we always over-explain ourselves. The second you're in a bad mood, you're just like, you know, just to let you know. You know,
I love you.
So then when it doesn't happen for you, you imagine it means something completely different. Yeah, no, it's a lot of work.
Like, do you still want to be my husband or you don't?
Every time now I see couples who are just married and they haven't like torn each other to pieces, I stand up and I respect them. You guys
respect me.
I do.
I'm going through things.
No,
thank you.
This is what you do after TMI.
Literally.
Goddamn. Yeah. It's
and that's
honestly
after mothering.
So it's not easy
there's
to
a lot
honestly
to it,
create like a healthy dance with someone who is like nothing like you. And chances are aggravating your traumas.
Right. And because life is dynamic also, it's not like, okay, fine, now we have figured it out. We have a great dynamic done. Tomorrow there's another thing. The next day there's another thing. And there's all these tiny things which are just like in the constant flow of life.
Yeah.
So you have to keep affirming like, this is our dynamic and keep practicing those things.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. Sorry, I've talked about her so much, but we're going to link a podcast episode that she did so you can kind of get an idea of what she's about in case we haven't yet found the link for couples therapy.
Right. Okay, fine. That's helpful.
Sorry.
I give you one. I realized I couldn't marry him when he is that the sound of our video? Okay. Yeah, when he outrightly blamed a woman for her husband's cheating.
That's it. And also, do you know what they say, like in the situation with other people? And that's why that's the best way to get someone's opinion on something.
Yeah,
we always tell you, get your man to watch TMI.
That's it. Yeah. Or just show. I think, babe, look, this video, this man was hitting his girlfriend. Just notice what he says and his body language.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Story time.
Give it to us, baby.
This actually happened. I can't remember. It was a public figure who like was, their man was being physically violent. Yeah. So I was just like, like just going like this through as we're driving, right? And I was like, oh my God, this is awful. So now I'm telling my man, this is like, this happened, Not this goddamn nigga saying, sometimes you've gotta slap a bitch. Yeah.
And you still didn't leave?
Huh? I think we went to lunch after that. I think I ate ugali.
Thereafter. That was the point at which, but you were like, did you query? Did you query? Or was it
that was a dumbass. That was another lady. Yeah. However, the amount of times that man nearly beat the shit out of me, I could tell the only reason he did not whoop my ass is because he knew the army behind me. Like, because he knew someone like my mom would never get, there will be consequences, 100%.
So it's not because he respects and loves you as a person,
not at all.
Or is against violence against women, nothing to do with that.
So, and also what they admire. You're watching like a couple and then the guy is just like, like, out here doing whatever he wants to do. The wife is at home and he's like, oh yeah, like, that's who he would be if he had more freedom.
Even things like what they joke about, because some things are not funny. Like when we're in bed and my man is watching reels and I see him giggling. I'm like, oh, what are you watching? What are you watching? Because I gotta confirm what is funny to you, because it's like, we need to see. We need to know and start those things early on. Have those conversations early on. Because,
think so.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Now,
imagine being a fiance to someone who is looking forward to being a pastor. That's not enough. He ditched his lucrative career ati anakuwa pastor. Mimi niache kuvaa as a girl nikuwe mama kanisa.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a differing of like morals,
And do you know what, guys? I want us to discuss this. I want us to table this. What is this about being a pastor's wife that even the Christians, girlies, deep in the deep, are like, don't want? Why?
Yeah, I feel like it's just the judgment that comes from it. It's like, you can't just be being a pastor's wife. You're not now seen as like someone who's just a human, who can make mistakes. Almost like being a content creator. It's like, you can't now make mistakes. You do one wrong move. Like, it's like you've become Deputy Jesus.
Yeah.
So there's such a high expectation. Is it that? I feel like it could be that.
I don't know what it is. I think it's that there seems to be a masked undertone that the pastors' wives go through too much.
Can somebody tell us in the
that?
Tell us maybe
please.
in the caption below.
Especially if you are like a deep Christian girly.
Yeah.
Like, what is that? Like, even remember that trending thing that was going at Oti, God ringing, but it's like to telling you something like be a pastor's wife, and then everyone is like, what is that about?
Maybe also there's that.
It's a consensus.
Yeah, maybe it's like there's also some silent shame around it. You can't like speak up because anything you say is like against the pastor who is the daddy, who is the daddy of a whole congregation. So can you really? Yeah. I think they suffer in silence a lot. They suffer in silence.
That must be it.
And there's no how are you taking now your pastor who is like the head of this huge church to therapy,
to who,
to whatever,
also,
and he's
the head.
That's it.
There's no HR above the pastor.
He is the HR. So
maybe that's it. Wow. And the way she made it seem like wow, it's like the worst thing ever.
Yeah, okay? No, sorry, girl. Yeah, that one. Hey, okay, so this one he said nizalie then nikuoe, and I told him nioe alafu nikuzalie. That's something we hear very commonly. People saying it like, oh yeah, have a baby first and then you're going to get married.
Especially Kikuyus. Especially
Is it because they don't want to risk getting married to someone who's barren?
I don't even know what to respond to that.
But it's true. That's what I've seen. I've seen them saying that because it's like, what if we get married and then you can't have kids?
Wow, that's an extreme and kind of random fear.
Yeah. Or even women. But there have also been cases of like women say, like, how do you know your man will be able to give you kids? Because what if you get married and you can't, then now they can't give you can't have kids.
From what I've seen, it's like Kikuyus, as long as like when you are, especially like in rural areas, as soon as, actually just generally, the second you're kind of living with someone, they assume to be your husband. Like that
dangerous culture.
Come with stay assumption that you're married is so easy and very, very like common in Kikuyu culture. So it's just like, yes, you're married kind of. Also, our own culture is like really, really respected. The second you do like Rurashi or something like that, done.
Exactly, done.
So it's just like, okay, let's just do this little bit and then we just have kids and done.
Yeah, but now the problem is that you end up with so many people who are in come stays. You have kids, now you've broken up and like you weren't even married to begin with.
That
I feel like
happens all the time.
It's
actually,
just like lots
in my family, I think, is my mom the only person
who's had a wedding?
Yeah, I think in my mom's side.
Exactly.
I think so.
Even in Zach's family.
No. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like now, like a full big wedding, not just like registry. Yeah, there are not many.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and it's a dangerous culture, I feel like.
But on my dad's side is all of the siblings.
Oh, wow.
All of them, yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. So maybe it also differs, I guess, per family, so to speak.
Yeah.
But definitely, I've always been against this, can we stay? Then now it's, can we have kids? And then now it's like, oh, we're broken up, but we were never married.
Yeah.
Nope, I don't like it.
Another one. His friend sent him around to get sweaters and cook for them during meetups. Who wants the servant of the group?
I feel bad for him.
What happens to?
I feel bad.
Get the gentle one.
And someone, exactly.
Marry the sweet
someone must get the sweaters.
Must they?
Someone's got to be the errand boy. In friend groups, we don't want the clown. So you said that in another episode. We don't want the one who is like, you're the one who's entertaining everyone.
Yeah.
You don't want the clown. We want the quiet leader. The one who's like, he's not like shouty. He's not the one who's like in charge of everything.
The leader.
Whatever. Yeah, but quiet.
He's like the assistant. The assistant leader is the one, because the leader, that one, no, he's a mess.
If he's not the loud, all right,
that the main leader almost always has like aggression, womanizing kind of attributes that I do whatever I want.
Do we just want? What about just like a team member?
A team member, because I also heard that the quiet one in the back who's mysterious will show you pepper like you've never known.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
and you might even be murdered.
When I go around. If you're not there, the world doesn't end. Maybe that's the one we need.
But also, like when you give a point, people listen.
Exactly.
And you're important to the group. These are so many things. But the one who is being sent to go and get this, we're in a party, you go get the sodas and stuff. Everyone is continuing here.
And then when you go and they make fun of you, he's there quiet. And then when you try to hold him accountable, and he's just like, no, why are you being like this? How we joke? Because he can't stand up to them.
But also because most men in that dynamic, I'm guessing it's like, if as a group they started out like that, it just continues like that, and then now it's so hard to change the dynamic. Oh,
it is.
I don't know if I feel bad for her or for him.
Yeah.
Damn.
Both,
yeah. Okay, so you just broke up with him, and what did you say when you were breaking up? Did you say, oh, it's because you're the slave of the... Yeah, the ones which I'm not mentioning, by the way, these ones over here, I couldn't marry him because he beat me, he cheated on me. Those are obvious. Those are obvious ones. We are not saying that one. Someone says, I knew I couldn't marry him because he's a man. Just no. You.
Are you rainbow? Or are you
rainbow? Why are you gay?
Why are you a gay? As my mom would say, why are you a gay?
That's the thing, yeah. But can I say something? I feel like there's an energy on social media, which I feel like, I don't know if it was around COVID time, there was a very heavy, like, men are trash energy before. Now it doesn't feel as much, despite, you know, like femicide and all that has been going on. It just doesn't feel, I don't know, or maybe it's the side of TikTok and Instagram that I am, but I feel like I'm being fed more content which has like good, happy couples, positive male affirmations, things like male mental month and, you know, mental health month and things like that. It almost feels like there's a realization that, yes, okay, no gender is perfect. Of course, we are perfecter, but you know, like no gender is perfect, but there's more of like let's accept each other's differences and let's try to work through them and work together, because in reality women can't live without men and men cannot live without women. So
may I query?
You may.
Could this be just a possibility? Guys, tell me if I'm correct. Tell me if I'm correct.
I know you're about to say some bullshit. I know you're about to say some
Is it possible that what you are seeing outwards is reflective of your own internal change?
I guess so.
Because not once, twice, times without number have we heard from this mic that men are indeed trash and are worth nothing.
Listen, I don't know who that was who said that.
Do you see?
You know, as I've shed weight, I've also shed some of those views that were keeping me in the past.
And that's on period.
Thank
and
you.
That's on period.
And I can
also,
be a different
as you
person.
can see, she's disappearing. We love it.
Thank you. Exactly.
Like, who has a slimmer face than Joe?
It's mostly me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. But I feel that way. Also, I feel like, I guess, depending on how my relationship is going in that year or in that month, I think it also affects like my outlook generally on men as a population, because in reality, Zach is the representation in my mind of men.
Right.
Before it was my dad, before I got married. Now I would say it's Zach, you know. So it's like, wow, husbands really carry a lot. And so do dads.
They do.
They really do.
Are they carrying it well? I don't know.
That's the question.
TBD.
Yeah.
TBD.
Anyway, here on this podcast, we do love men. You've heard Lydia saying that she's getting serious about dating.
Did I?
It's men, right?
Who said that?
Was it men?
Who said that?
Oh, I thought it was
Who said that?
Not you.
Said that.
Hey.
I said that.
Damn. They have some tea for you. Anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd be lying sometimes. I don't know. I never said that. His truth was polygamy. My truth was peace. When our truths didn't hold hands, I chose to walk with mine. Oh, okay. Poetry.
Wow.
Tare_watere. Okay. I love that.
Yeah. And I feel like, was that a conversation in like month 1, or is that like a year 2 kind of conversation? Because like polyamory doesn't come up
Date
like
1. It doesn't.
Thing,
it's true. And Dr. Orna,
wow,
she was
may as well be.
You know, she was honestly like polyamory, polygamy, all of it. It's like all well and good, but because naturally humans, we have like certain anxieties about just wanting security in like love and things like that. Even though they're like they're great options, and it's like definitely speak your truth. But then there's that bit that they don't always address. And somebody actually made a video about this, about how like polyamory and things like that, usually it ends up because like the jealousy that was there in the first place isn't being addressed. It's like because it's there, and
but is it ever not there? Like even in the most successful polyamorous couples,
but it's like you don't want to really address it because what are you gonna do? It would mean that some parameters and some boundaries and whatever have to be adjusted. And sometimes you don't want to do that.
Right.
Yeah. And he was like, literally at the end of the video, all of them are talking about that, you know, the jealousy got too much and and because it can't be, it's a lot.
But like these things about like how humans are wired and humans are naturally this, humans are naturally that. I feel like there's always like discourse around humans are naturally like anxious. You want your partner to be your partner, you want whatever. But there's also so much discourse around like humans are naturally predisposed to want to be with other partners. And over time, you will get bored or tired or whatever. And it's going to naturally, you're going to want to have all these things. So if both of those things are true, where does that leave marriage? Do you know what I mean?
It leaves it to discipline. Because guess what? If we all
Like
lean
most
towards,
things.
if
Like
we all
most
lean
things.
towards everything we want, you know, where does that leave our bodies? If it's just like, okay,
I don't
my
feel like
desire
gymming.
is to not want to do anything because our brains are conditioned to stay comfortable.
You're right.
I want to stay in bed. Where does that leave my
us?
health and fitness? You
That's
know,
true,
it can only be discipline because otherwise, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, but I like her comment because it's like I like the fact that you've recognized both of you guys had different, you know, viewpoints, and you both want to go in different directions, and that's okay. It's not that he hates you, is why he wants to be polyamorous. Exactly. It's just like you want that, and you can both align with people who are like that.
And that's my favorite thing about the world right now.
Yeah. Oof. Okay, a controversial one. I realized I couldn't marry him when I asked for fare to go see him, and he asked me what I do with my money. I also told him he needs to put me in his budget as a girlfriend, and he said he too cannot himself. I don't know what you mean by that, but I think we understand the context.
I would not, I always say like this whole thing about like when you're dating someone, it's like there's like this monetary expectations.
Yeah.
That has never been my reality.
That's it, yeah.
Perhaps I'm dumb. I'm willing to be dumb, but I don't think I've ever felt that. That just feels a little odd to me to expect like to be paid for things like fare and things like my
like,
own
don't you want to go see him?
My
I
only
feel like,
livelihood, my livelihood is on me, is 100% on me. Whatever else he wants to do or anything pertaining us, there's definitely more of an expectation there.
Yeah.
But it's I've never understood it.
That's the thing.
But it's definitely a serious culture, especially fair. That you get in your car and you don't get sent money to go see a man. What a basic bitch you are. Yeah. That's what they said. That's what they be saying on this internet.
You know, actually, for me, I feel like it's crazy to have that expectation, especially when you're in early months or early weeks of dating. It's like if that, and for you to even be asking, I don't know about that one. However, I feel like it feels nice when a man is like generous and it's like he's giving you this, but you're equate tegemeo lako. Like without that, I don't have money for fare. Without him sending you money, you don't have school fees, you don't have rent, you don't have whatever. Yeah, no, that's insane.
Yeah, I find that super scary. And I don't know if it's because of my own stuff about like being like fully dependent on someone, but no. Have I ever asked a man for money? Like, give me this money.
Yeah, no. I don't think I have, but I've definitely I've definitely
given him a situation.
Given hints, exactly, where it's like it would be lovely, you know, like, but not saying it.
Or
it's
like,
just
buy
like
me
you're just
this. I've
talking
said
about
like, buy
this.
me this, or like, oh, get me this, or something like
yeah,
that.
Exactly, that kind of thing. Another thing from my experience, and maybe it's just because, well, I would say it's most men, and I even see it on Instagram posts all the time, is that men are naturally predisposed to want to take care of women who they love. I feel like
That's
is a
what
natural.
you think.
I truly believe that men, let me say, good men are naturally predisposed to want to take care of women. And I feel like if he loves you, he's going to want to. And I feel like the less this is something you must do, you make it, the more it feels like they would want to actually do it. I don't know, maybe you guys can tell me what your whatever is. But I feel that even in my own marriage right now, like the more it's just like, oh yeah, I've got it and I'm doing X and Y and Z. It's just like he seems to want to step in more. So it's like, I know
when
you got it.
Given room.
That's the thing, exactly. Like I know you got it, but like, I want to help you. I want to do this. I want to, help you with this kind of thing. So.
I feel like there's the element of like, I think that's a majority. Like even like all the content you hear is about that.
Yeah.
However, there is this quiet, if I don't know if it's in America or something where or like in the Black community in America, correct me if I'm wrong, that a lot of women are the breadwinners, and like the dynamics is getting there.
That's horrible.
And I don't know if it's because women are like getting more educated and all of this kind of thing, so things are being a bit more that. But there are many men who are comfortable, and as we get more, is it woke and whatever, those lines of what like men are really into and not get more and more blurred. So then now there's many men who are the ones who are staying at home. If you watch Parenthood, you would know. Thank you, Nancy, for plugging us.
I want
to get into it. It's just a cuddle.
Is it like This Is Us?
It's not as emotional.
Okay,
it's
fine.
more like things work out in life more than that.
Okay, that's good.
But things are getting more blood. I feel like more women are complaining about the fact that men are now like sitting back and wanting to be taken care of.
And that's
more
the
than
point
ever.
where I'm like, can we bring back toxic masculinity in some ways? You know what I mean? Like some elements of it were really serving us, and we need them to remain. You agree, right?
No, not toxic masculinity. I think just masculinity, or just like an embodiment of like a sense of like, I want to care for the people around me. Like, where did that go?
Which is for women and men. For women and men.
But women and men both have it. Just like now, can you do that in like the way that I don't do it?
In the masculine way. That's what you mean, right? Yeah, you see?
In the masculine way, as I define it.
Yeah.
As I define it.
Exactly. But not a standard we're putting on anybody, on anyone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Next one. Was that on mine?
That was mine.
Okay. My when I realized that I wouldn't marry him, my mom said, my mom wants, my mom, Kijana, am I with you or your mom? Definitely. I think that's a reason enough, because whoever is controlling him is controlling your household when you guys get married.
What if he just loves his mom?
Yeah? He can't love his mom.
Wants to share
But
what
why
his
is
mom
she here
said
with us all the time? No, that's so annoying. Oh my God. That is...
Let's see a different reality. Is it possible that maybe I would want to understand what is her relationship with her mom and her relationship with her family?
Yeah.
Because one thing I've realized when I got with Zach is that things which to me are so ordinary and normal to be or like have with my sisters, like our daily video call, which can last an hour to an hour and a half, apparently is not like something that people like do all the time. So maybe in that context, you'd probably be like, why are your sisters always in our space? Like, why is it always my sister this? But like for me, it's just such a like a normal thing. Like I'm not thinking about it as like, oh, my sisters control our life or my sisters are in my marriage. So it's like, again, a thing of querying. Is it something that you've mentioned? Is it something that is like, have you seen how perhaps it's just like my dynamic is causing me to think that, oh, that's strange, but maybe it's not strange. Maybe it's just strange to me because I haven't experienced it like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think I 100% agree with that.
Yeah. So ask the questions, query. And after you've queried, if it's still not making sense, then just leave.
Or is it like a matter of like he brings his mom like, okay, we're going to this. My mom said, I don't think so. Is it like literally like now he's interjecting his mom's influence into your dynamic?
That's it.
100%.
Unacceptable, yeah. Or it's like we've decided something and then you've gone to talk to your mom and your mama said, no, actually, we shouldn't do that. That's, you see, unacceptable, I realized I didn't want to marry him when, because he doesn't want to introduce me officially to his people, and it's been almost 2 years.
Damn, definitely.
But also 2 years, at what point? Like, are we 18 to 20? Are we 25 to 27? Actually, we were having this conversation with Nelly and my other cousin. Because I was telling them, I've noticed a difference in the way millennials we dated versus the way Gen Zs are dating. Because for them, like, they're in relationships, so they have people, and none of us know who these people are. Like, I can't tell you his name, can't tell you what he looks like, where he lives or whatever. And
they're more like secretive.
They're more secretive, so they don't really like come and say, because they're like, it's only been 5 months, 6 months. Me, I'm like, literally, when I've met someone and it's like, oh, okay, fine, we're kind of whatever. At that point already, I would even tell my sisters or my mom, there's this guy who I'm whatever. And I was like, I think that died with millennials, Lid.
Wow, that's so interesting. I would actually assume there'll be the other way around in like, they would be like more free about it. Because for sure, despite being a millennial, actually, I am very much a millennial. Like, actually, the second I had a boyfriend, it's like my mom knows, my sister knows, they've met them. It's like,
and it's like, just like whatever. Yeah, but for them, it's like, it needs to be like super serious for them to now come and introduce them to us. And I'm like, first of all, that's a hazard, because right now if someone says, oh, she went missing, she was with her boyfriend, the police are asking us, okay, what's his name? I don't know. What does he look like? I don't know. Where does he work? I don't know.
Yeah.
I know none of these things. Yeah.
And I also think that when your parents or like when people around you get to meet your person, they see other dynamics that you might not be able to be aware of. That's actually one of the biggest reasons why I like introducing like my people to someone who I'm dating, is because they'll be able to see something I might not be able to be seeing.
Right.
That is such an interesting perspective. But Gen Zs are dating completely
so different. Yeah.
And others are not even dating.
Imagine. I wish they could all just date.
Why?
Yeah, that should be a requirement now to work at TMI.
I know.
Honestly, either you have a boyfriend or...
When you say a man, it's like you've literally attacked her.
She's focused on her work.
We love it.
She's trying to get her money up.
Get that bag, baby.
Come on.
Get that bag.
Also, Nelly was saying that she feels like when you introduce like a partner to like your people, like your friends or whatever, it's like it makes it more serious. And it's like, oh, it's just kind of chill right now. But I'm like, to me, it wasn't ever like that. It was just kind of like, now you've met my mom.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But also a lot of their relationships have blurred lines. Like what even are you in the first place? Because I think, we've been talking for 6 months. Talking about what? There ain't ever been a conversation that was 6 months. You know? They're more like chilled about it, and things are like blurred lines. Like I'm seeing like you have a thing with this guy, and wow, you know, as far as that's your man.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I see you with Jake, and apparently I'm supposed to act straight faced.
Right. And you're like, wait, what?
Apparently this is how it runs, you know? So I don't think they're also making relationships, even the way they're defining them is not like as concrete and as kind of, you know, with very serious boundaries as the way we couldn't exist in that world. Yeah.
I need to know. We met yesterday, but we've talked 2 days in a row. So are we?
Oh God, thank God you're
married together. Yeah, thank you. They would chew me up out here. I would be.
One of us had to be saved.
One of
us. Another reason why someone realized that they could not marry him is I couldn't imagine being around his people, friends and family for the rest of my life. That is peak. That is so peak. But here's the thing.
She couldn't imagine
being around his family and friends for the rest of her life. Let me tell you. So what I realized is that in a lot of my relationships, I had always prayed that my partner's family would always be a family who's kind of like us, who is just like very warm, very excited. Like the second I haven't gone to my shows in 2 weeks, I'm getting calls from my auntie, from my uncle, from my show.
Close-knit.
Super close-knit, right? That's what I had hoped for. But that died because for whatever reason, I tend to most of the time attract somewhat of like, they are close, but maybe not in your face the way like we are in each other's way, especially the extended family, right? So I did realize that maybe I'll never feel like that kind of comfort that we have always expected because someone's going to be from a different family. However, there is someone who I was kind of around his family and friends, and I was like, I would stick out too much. You know? It's like, just like, my kind of this would just stick out so much. Everyone just kind of seemed, I won't say depressed, but
however,
the word is hanging around. And maybe they're just like quiet and like, you know, far removed, but I didn't feel warmth. And that was just like, oh my God, like, you know, like, how does this go? And I tried to be curious about it. That wasn't the reason why I left, because I was just being curious. But it felt instantly like it's not like how you meet and you're just like, yeah.
I feel like that was for me was like this is a good to have. And it was like something I had to just let go of. Yeah, because it was more just like, I love this person enough for me to, endure anything. And it's like, I love, so Zach's family is they are warm towards each other and they are close-ish, not as close as like my family is. They are like close-ish. But more importantly is that they are extremely traditional. And so you can imagine, the way you're saying it, I would stick out. I stick out like... Like I really stick out. Yeah. But you know what? It's something I've come to just be like, you know what? It is what it is. That's it. Like I love this person. No.
We've done 3 points. My God.
Yeah. Anyway, I stick out. I stick out a lot. But it's like, I don't know. Now initially I was like, I kind of just had to grieve. Actually, I had to grieve that expectation. And you know what? Zach also had to grieve elements of expectations he had of the person he would marry, because he's always told me like there's a particular like relationship he always thought he would have with his father-in-law, you know? And that has not been the case because, you know, my dad we have a challenging relationship and he's had a challenging life. And that's been really difficult for him. Actually, my uncle was the closest that he had to a father-in-law because those things, like now even during our wedding, afterwards, in terms of advice, in terms of like hosting us and whatever, my uncle is the one who would, man, I don't want to cry, but anyway, we're going to miss him, yeah. But he's like the closest that he had. And Zach would even say like that's the kind of relationship he always thought he would have with his father-in-law.
And so, because he doesn't have his...
Exactly, he didn't have his dad actively in his life. So it's like...
New fear unlocked. I know. I didn't even ever think about like what I don't have, neither will my husband.
Exactly. But you see what I've realized is that there are also really positives to like the kind that you end up with vis-a-vis the one that you really think that you want. Because you see, what you want is based off of what you you have experienced, but you don't know what kind of beauty can come from that other one. Exactly. So like, for example, Zach always says that like my sisters, he has 3 sisters, but he's not that close with them. But my sisters are now like his sisters, and he loves the relationship that he's able to have with them. And that's not something he had even thought about. Like, oh, I could get another 3 sisters who would be young and fun and like whatever, because his 3 sisters are way older than him.
Yeah.
So you see, it's like he hadn't really thought about that, but it's something that came, and the one that he wanted didn't really come. But it's like life, you know?
I get what you that's a different perspective. I've never even imagined.
Exactly.
That. I only think about it from the perspective of what my kids will lack.
Ooh,
like if me and my dad haven't repaired our relationship, like what they won't have. But then I also think about Tim, because Tim is definitely like, oh my God, they are so excited. I can if people's energy could get you pregnant, I would be pregnant. They are so ready. You know, they have that really grandma and granddad like energy.
We all are, Lydia.
Yeah, so I've never thought about like that's something that somebody would lack.
Funny thing, I've never thought about it. Like, what will my kids lack? Now that you've said it, I'm just like, I never thought. I always thought wherever they are, whatever they come into, they'll come into and they'll have it. Like, yeah,
but not from a place of like, oh no, this is the end of the world. More from a place of what I would like them to have.
Right,
you know, because I had a great grandfather. Like I had the best grandfather ever.
Yeah.
So it's like I know what that bit has done for me. So of course you wish that for your kids. But wow, another fear unlocked.
There's so many fears.
Welcome to TMI. Where fears
you did not know
daily are unlocked on a daily basis.
Also, I feel like a huge part of adulting is recognizing how little in life we can actually control. Like very little. Most things are like we can only control things which are to do with us, like me as a person. But other things about how people are, what happens with other people, what people decide to do. See that person you're dating, someone now he became a pastor. You thought that I'm getting married to somebody who is high flyer, whatever. Tomorrow he's decided that's it. Tomorrow he's decided. You don't know where things are gonna end up, and it's kind of like life is about just like growing through things.
Yeah. And to be honest, whatever happens in your life, as we were told by that wonderful lady, I completely forgot her name, and it's someone who I don't even know. But my life will grow around it. Whatever choices you make, your life will grow around it.
That is problematic.
Things to think about. Morugi needs to go, but she doesn't know, and she can't sing too.
We have to at least 12 minutes. I knew I couldn't marry him because he had 3 baby mamas. Kwani, what's the limit of baby mamas, guys?
You tell us.
Oh, okay. Me for myself, I was like, I don't want somebody with any baby mama, but that was my own standard.
Yeah,
but
no, like that just complicates the thing. If you can
one
choose
baby
it,
mama.
If I can choose it myself, as you're saying, some things, he's brought me this perfect person. He just happened to have had a child.
Yeah.
But if I could choose it, it just adds a complication. It puts you in a different role instantly, one that you might not even be prepared for. Most of the time, that's what I worry about.
Yeah.
It's more of like me. Like I am being introduced to a child who it's like, I'm going to have influence because they are around me. Like, am I prepared for that? Like sometimes when I'm around my friends' kids, I struggle to not swear. Are you ready? Are you really ready? I need to like go through my own process.
Grow around it.
But before I grow around it, before the growth kicks in, so it's a lot of responsibility, and I really do respect parenting. So being thrusted into that kind of role sometimes, not because I'll be a parent, but just being around, that would be a bit much.
I think definitely, Me always, before I met Zach, I was like, I really don't want to marry somebody who already has kids. But I was like, if I do end up with someone who has kids, it needs to be only one baby mama, and that kid can't be like 2 years old because that's just too fresh.
Yeah,
it needs to be like now a 2-year-old has come to sleep over at your house.
What's happening?
Girl, no, it needs to be like, this is like a kid from Kitambo, like 10 and above or something,
Idea. That's the ideal, let's be honest. Let's all be honest.
Yeah.
Another reason, we were long distance, visited him a couple of days one time. He came back home and complained how I had drank a lot of milk from the fridge, and that what? Oh, nimemsotesha. I just knew.
Yeah.
That painted a picture of what was to come. If that did not feel like the lifestyle that you are accustomed to, I think,
money related issues. I knew I could marry him when he said he's waiting for my trust fund and inheritance. My family has money. He said he'll be a stay-at-home dad.
Men are providers. Mko wapi? Niko wapi?
But put it as a woman, it's like,
no, that's crazy to say that to someone.
Not that, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
but
crazy.
Like,
you're waiting for your trust fund, even if it was a woman who
or
said
inheritance.
It out, that's a little much.
Because that requires your parents to die.
That's a little much.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
I knew I couldn't marry him when he said he was happy for my mom to babysit our future child, that his mom haezi fanya hiyo ujinga. Whoa, you people are really dating.
Intense. So someone said he wasn't doing okay mentally. Hata sijui mbona hakupelekwa Mathare. That is, I'm reading that comment because that's a terrible thing to say. That's a terrible thing to say. Let me tell you.
Mental health.
If somebody has a mental health issue, they definitely need to get help. You're allowed to. However, it's like in a more delicate way. Because let me tell you, today is me, tomorrow is you. And mental health, by the way, now the amount of people who are needing medication for depression, for anxiety, for all sorts of mental health issues, you cannot afford to have that I am here and they are there attitude.
Yeah.
It's literally, you're just like one stressful event. One
family member dying.
Family member dying, and boom, your life is different. But that's actually why I highlighted that. But I think it's perfectly okay to say that you do not have the capacity to be in a relationship with somebody who is walking with a mental health issue, because it takes something. It takes a lot. And if you don't have that grace and like your attitude is kind of like, ugh, no, it's not for you.
Also, it because it does require so much, it should just be a thing of like, actually, somebody could just have a conversation with someone. Like, I recognize it's a really real thing that you're going through.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I just feel like where I am right now in my life, I don't have the capacity to be able to walk with you through this.
Yeah.
And I really hope you find someone who can. Similar as the one who decided to become a pastor. Be like, I am not at the...
I do not have the
religious capacity to be able to walk with you through that.
Yeah.
I told him cab was for 30 and he sent me for 30 exactly. Even you were leaving for that. But you said it was for 30.
That's real. Like, I think that's crazy. That's crazy. That's a little crazy, guys. No.
It was for 30.
Guys, that's crazy. Huh?
At it girl.
Tipping you for what? For being transported.
Wait, watch. No, guys. And that one is, somebody's being generous. They are paying your transport cost, but it's not paying the way you want.
Transport cost, we saw is a bare minimum, apparently. That's obvious.
Oh my God.
So now it's this other top one. Funny enough, what I see in that, I don't know what I see in that, but I don't like it.
It's giving. How about he's a planner? He's financially responsible for your futures, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or he's giving the kind where you ask for money and he's like, bring a receipt of what you bought.
Dead ass. Yeah, it's giving a bit stingy. I fear that Just Money would disagree. Wow. But yeah.
Maybe you as women need to ask for like a bit more. Be like, oh, it's 500 bob, so he can send 500.
Yeah.
Then he'll be like, send
because now
screenshot the receipt on Uber.
Someone is being honest. Someone is trying to be honest about the exact amount. That's like, I don't know. It's not cute. Too much for 50 surely.
Wait, does it apply if he says, for example, like, oh, you're just like, oh wow, yeah, this month has been so bad, we haven't really gotten brand deals. He's like, oh, how much do you need? If you say 200k, if he sends 200k, is it the same as if he sends for 30?
It's not.
So if you say 200k, sending 200k exactly is fine.
But I always admire a generous king who's gonna be like, she's probably just being humble. Let me just send her 300.
Come on. Hey, anyway, okay, fine. I think I'm mostly done with mine. Okay, I knew I couldn't marry him when I got home and I found everything dirty. The sitting room, the bathroom, the kitchen, clothes all over the floor.
Let me tell you guys the truth. I have never dated a dirty man.
And yeah, it's really
everyone who I've ever dated has always been like, not exactly like super anal, but it's like livable. They're like home trained and they have the basic skills of taking care of themselves, cooking,
even
cleaning.
The earlier datings, the ones in your teens and early 20s.
Actually, my first boyfriend, like he used to just be so neat and clean, like his trainers. Like I've never dated anyone who has no home training.
I love that.
I love that for me.
Yeah.
clean.
So please let's train our sons also, so that they're not going to now expect our girlfriend to come and clean and do what.
Please, those are basic things. And I think, funny enough, men who aren't able to take care of a home and cook and stuff end up having to be kind of somewhat slaves to women, like, because it's like they constantly need that, or they just like they're overly reliant on like being cared for.
That is the problem.
And so they ended up kind of having to choose the limited choices of who can do that for them. You know,
exactly. Me, the men I've dated and married, no, the one that I married, have not been like on the extreme of like super meticulous, super clean, but also not like they can take care of themselves. Like you come to their home and they can wash dishes, they can change their sheets or whatever. So they're just like, they're clean. They're not dirty. I mean, like, you know, kind of thing. And for me, that's really the bare minimum.
For sure,
that,
Yeah, I think they might go towards more like clean and like tidy around, but not like in a severe way. By the way, the severe way is also a problem.
If I walk
into your home, like there's this like guy who does like this cleaning content. Please remind me his page. I love his cleaning content. I would never skip a video.
Victor Peace.
No.
Oh. He does do some cleaning content.
Yeah, but now like him is like specifically just cleaning content.
Yeah.
Love it. But it looks like if you go to his house, you have to levitate on that couch. It's a brand new white.
This lipstick, you're not taking
You're
it there.
out. You know what I mean? It looks like you need to sanitize. You need to wear beige. She won't even allow color in the house. There is also another kind of anal that sometimes, and it's my own projection because maybe I can't maintain that. I can't keep that up.
Theirs is masking something.
It's
some
a
level of
much,
avoidance.
You know? I prefer that where it's like we can be messy that day. The dishes can go. It's a day. You know what I mean?
But maybe someone will see like your obsession with wellness in the same way and be like, this is how. So maybe that's them. That's just their thing.
I need, even in my wellness, you see sometimes I don't go to the gym and it's just like, it's gone. The world hasn't ended, you know?
Yeah. There needs to be something.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like as you get older, like I'm thinking a man who is single and 35 or 40 or like whatever in his late 30s is more likely to be like set in knowing how to take care of themselves in their home.
I agree.
I would imagine.
You'd be surprised,
if it's through having a housekeeper who comes regularly.
Yeah.
That
me too.
You don't need to be the one. You don't need to be the one scrubbing the sufurias.
It happens because me, if it wasn't for Eunice, no. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to manage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Actually, without my nanny, even me is in my house.
And do you know, I said, especially in the West, I think divorce rates would half if people could get help. All I see is people complaining about the housework.
That means here, divorce rates would double. Double. If we didn't have access to like your nanny, your housekeeper, your family around to watch kids, people, you can get a mamafua for 500 bob outside your house.
Because now you've gone to work, right? But you get home before Zach. So you're the one to cook and to clean and to make sure the kids have gone home. He gets home, he takes a nap. He takes a nap and he's scrolling on his phone. Because he's tired. He's done real work.
No.
You've just been talking all day. See?
Why are you trying to end my marriage? Because it's over now. Like what? No.
And those are the things you hear people complaining all the time.
Actually, that must be really hard. And people abroad who just even have kids. Because imagine now adding 3 children to that dynamic. Now hold the baby. You just come in through the door, take the baby. I've had her all day. You have come from a 7-hour brand immersion.
Is that work? You just sat and ate and listened.
Yeah. So seeing such triggering things, very triggering things are being said here today.
Yeah, so I think that would really help because that is like a really, really big issue.
Yeah.
What have we learned today? People are leaving for nothing, but it's completely up to them.
And nothing to me is not nothing to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's all decide what our comfort level is. When you said about that there's like this change in like, you know, like more positive relationships. I think just generally, for me, the energy I'm inviting is more, I think I've always been kind of like that, but I feel like if you are somebody who does want to end up with a man, the idea of like all men are trash kind of, it pushes against that. And not to say that you can't hold men accountable when they do wrong things, but that energy, I don't know if it's helpful.
Yeah, and it's like you're sending out in the universe that, and trust me, you will then encounter that trash.
Yes.
I feel like.
And in the, like, sometimes when I think about it from the perspective of Israel, I'm like, he'll have to live in this world. Yeah, he'll have to live in this world we are creating.
Yeah.
I don't want him to come with like automatically a negative bias. It's already there. There's not much I can do. But where I can control it,
you're going to control. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Me also, another takeout is all of you guys who have shared this of, I realized I can't marry him, when you'll find that some of you guys, you're still in those relationships. Yep. So you realize you can't marry him, but it's been 6 months. You're still there. It's been a year. You know you don't intend to marry him. You know that you want to end the relationship eventually, but you're still there. I feel like the shorter the distance between you don't want to end up with this person and you actually ending it, the better and easier it will be for you.
I agree. I can definitely do a workshop on that, baby.
Come on. Because let me tell you something.
Masterclass coming next week.
That's it. And normalize leaving after the first offense. I'm sure Aggie said that too.
Yeah.
Normalize leaving after the first offense. Not like, okay, the first time that he jokes about violence against women, it's like, oh yeah, that kind of sucks. But the longer he does it, now it's just part of your relationship and it's not even a serious thing anymore. So now it's just like, now you're just there. Now you've married him.
Yeah, what I find is that a lot of people will take on, like, for example, now, let's say Zach did have like a little habit that you didn't like.
Yeah.
And then like he grew out of it. So someone hears that story and they apply it to themselves. Let me tell you, majority of the time is like the things that you're seeing that are so scary will end up being more mountains after.
That's it.
So I think it's like, if you can't trust that this is something you can tolerate, assume it will grow and move.
That's it. And hope is not a strategy. We are always told this. Hope is never a strategy. If it's something you want them to outgrow, it's important then that you say, by the way, I really, really would love it if when I get home, your clothes, instead of them being on the floor, babe, you could just put them in the dirty basket.
Have you told your man that? Because we see your stories.
I have.
Yeah.
I told him. I even told him about like, why is it hanging on the edge like this? You put it, all of it inside. Put it inside. Yeah. And you know, we are growing through things.
We're going through it.
Yeah, I love it.
7 years deep.
He's a good man.
7 years deep.
He's a good man.
That's where we
Thank
are, guys.
you. 8 years, actually.
8 years?
Yeah.
Deep. Damn.
I know, girl.
Damn.
I know.
Damn. Yeah. 8 years deep.
Imagine.
Basket includes still a conversation. Are you ready for that?
Thank you, guys.
Ask yourself.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for contributing to this. Our favorite kinds of episodes are ones where you guys have helped us with the content, because it feels like we are all here having these conversations. Yeah. And thank you again for following us on Instagram, because that's where we start and have some of these conversations. Some of them we bring here to the podcast, but there are others which just live on our stories. There are others which just live on our reels or on our posts. And it's always so nice interacting with you guys there. Please leave down below. When did you know you couldn't marry him? And please include, are you still with him? Are you not with him?
Let's be honest.
And if you discovered after you have married, what's your strategy? Because hope is not a strategy.
Hope is not a strategy.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
thank
guys.
You very
we
much,
will see you or talk to you in our next episode.
Bye.